Welcome back to Dice at Dusk. Tonight I'll be talking about a game called Manaforge, a game by Brian Klein, published by Mystic Tiger Games. Manaforge is a dice-chucking resource management game where you're going to be trying to create magic items that will give you victory points, and at the end of the game, the most victory points win. You have earth, water, fire, and wind that will give you the mana that you need to craft these different cards. Now there is a prism in this game which can be used as any mana, and you can just use that as a mana if you're missing one. But what are you using these mana, and how do you purchase the cards? Now the mana is going to be used in these dice rolls that you're going to be just chucking around the table, are going to be used to pay a cost to gain a card, and that card will either go in your workshop or it will go into your store. Now store cards are basically like a one-shot type card where maybe it'll give you like an extra mana die, an extra type of mana die, or it'll give you just victory points. But there are wands in here that would go in your store, and as you get more wands, just the victory points continue to just stack up. Now, as for the cards that are in your workshop, these are really very, very important in this game, and it's really the reason why this game can just the amount of thinking that you'll have to do while playing this game is because of what you put in your workshop. So you will be rolling dice, and at any time you could have 6, 7, 8, 9, different dice in your dice pool, but you can only use 4 of them. But these workshop cards allow you to gain more mana that won't be going toward your dice. So let's say you have we'll say you have 6 dice and you throw 4 different mana, and then just 2 special abilities. Then you'll use the mana that you need to purchase a card, and then you'll be trying to use the cards in your workshop, and you'll be tapping them, in magic terms I guess, to gain more mana to try and purchase a card that's in the shop. Now, the shop cards are... It's the tracker for the game, so there's dawn, noon, and night, or dusk in this game, and you're running through them. I believe it's 3 different phases or 3 different rounds per phase. So the 3 rounds for your dawn phase, 3 rounds for your noon phase, and 3 rounds for your dusk phase. And at the end of that is when you would score. But these cards get more powerful as you go on, but they also become harder to obtain because they just cost so much. So you're trying to just create the strategy pretty early in the game to think about what you want to do, because there is a lot of synergy in this game, and a lot of synergy in what mana you need and how you would afford a card later in the game. And that's really what you're doing in Manaforge. You're just taking these cards, you're buying them, and you're putting them on your little player board, and you're using them to gain these points and trying to win the game with victory points. But the game is great. I was able to sit down with Brian. Well, I say sit down, but we were on Tabletop Simulator when he was first just bringing out the idea of the game, and this had to have been maybe 2 years ago, and it was fun then. And that was just like it was a little rough around the edges, just because they didn't have any physical copy. It was just what they created, and it was very, very fun then. And when I saw that it came out on Kickstarter, I'm like, oh, this is awesome, and the game is really fun. So when I received it and I was told, or they wanted me to make a little review for it, I was extremely excited about this opportunity because of how much fun I had playing it on Tabletop Simulator, and it lost nothing. the game is so fun. It does take some time, and you're going to be it's you do your turn, and then somebody does their turn, and somebody does their turn, and it just keeps going around the table that way. And those turns can take time depending on how much somebody plans ahead. So you really need to be planning from the end of your turn for your next turn. And it's not really a game that 4, 5, 6 rounds into it you can just completely change your strategy, because it's not gonna work well for you. You have to have a pretty decent strategy at the beginning of it. And the reason why the turns take a while is just because you're trying to figure out what is best and what fits best in this game. Because you really do need, like I said, the amount of just synergy and just the way things just mesh together and make you feel and works well. Like it really works well. The thing with them only allowing you, like I said, you have a dice pool that you'll be using or pulling from. You have that pool, and you're only allowed to pull or use 4 of the dice from that pool. And that is definitely, it was a great idea. It makes the game more difficult, and you're almost at that point where it's just, you feel like if you just had one more thing, it's like, if I could just do one more thing, then I'd be able to win. If I could do one more thing. And that is just the key. At least for me, that is the key for a game to be great. When I think about that, the game that comes to mind is Pandemic. When you play Pandemic, you have these turns, and you're like, oh, if I could just do one more thing, we would be so much better off. And that's the same feeling in this game. You just feel like that one extra thing that you could do or wish you could do would just help you so much, but you can't. So you're trying to figure out better ways to have a good outcome without having that one extra thing you can do. And that is the key to success in a successful game. As far as the dice and the quality and everything in this game is great. It's a really good quality game from the little cardboard tokens that you're going to get because you can store mana throughout turns. The player board and the main boards, they're really good quality. It's a good quality game. And then the best part is the dice. In all of the dice, there's tons of dice here, and everything is great. And I really can't get enough of this game, and I can't believe I haven't seen more people playing it. I saw other dice games out there that aren't as good, and people were just going crazy over them. Let's see. Let's think of one here. Role Player. Role Player was a different type of dice game, and for a while there, people were going nuts over Role Player. This is so much better, and yeah, it does take a little bit more time, but it's just such a better game than a game like that. And it is different. They are different where you're trying to manipulate things, but you're doing the same type of things here. You're trying to craft things, and you're using your dice to try to buy the things to craft, and it's really the same kind of concept. And I really think this is a game that most people, if you like resource management games, if you love chucking dice around, this could be a very good game for you to pick up. But that's it. That's Manaforge. As you can tell, I'm super excited about it. I love this game. Other than it can take a little bit to play because of the amount of thought and how the turns work, it is a superb and excellent game. But that's my opinion. Let me know what your opinion is. Have you played it? Do you want to play it? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you check out diceatdust.com for more reviews, articles, the events that we hold, and follow us on social media. We have Facebook, Twitter, yada yada, all that stuff. But until next time, play more games.